Hello and welcome to this video tutorial. Today we're going to create this threshold effect from an image in Photoshop. The image is coming from unsplash.com. I'm here in Photoshop. I'm just going to open the file. I've had it open recently, so I'm just going to grab it. Now we're going to start by isolating our subject. So we're going up here and choosing the object selection tool. Just hover over your object and let Photoshop identify it. We're going to select and mask so we can get this panel here, and what I want is just a new layer. I'm just discarding the background. I don't want that at all. So I'm just going to click OK. This is what our layers panel looks like. This is our isolated image. This is the original image. I'm just going to trash the original image again. I don't need that. So the basic feature that we're going to be applying here is a threshold. So we're going to this layer, clicking on it and choosing layer, new adjustment layer, and then we're going down here to threshold. Now threshold is an effect in Photoshop which turns every pixel into either black or white, and it's according to its relative brightness. So if we go across here and move this slider here, more of these pixels are going to be identified as black, and if we go the other way, more of the pixels are going to be identified as white. Everything is going to be black or white, no grey, no nothing. So I'm just going to choose a pretty sort of reasonable value here. So what I want is a fair bit of detail, although in a minute I'm going to show you how you can get some of this detail back. So look for the sort of best result that you can get with thresholds. I'm just going to close down that dialog. Now with the threshold we get a mask. We don't need that, so I'm just going to trash the mask. So I'm just going to delete that. But what I do want to do is I want to clip it. So I only want this threshold effect to affect the isolated image, because in a minute I'm going to put some color behind this and I don't want it to be turned into black or white. So I'm going to click on the threshold layer here, hold down Control and Alt until I see this little indicator and click once. And what that does is it clips the threshold to the image. We're going to use this effect quite a bit in this particular video. I'm just going to undo that, and you can also do it by choosing layer and then create clipping mask. So you can do it using the Control and Alt to release it and to apply it, or you could go to the layer menu and choose create clipping mask, and the layer menu release clipping mask would release it if you needed to. Now we're going to add a background here, so I'm just going to click on the bottom layer, add my background, and just drag it below. Now we don't want this clipped, it's going to be filled with this red color, so I'm just going to put it as the foreground color, and I'm going to the paint bucket tool. I'm just going to click to fill in the image. So that's a sort of basic effect, but you can do a lot better than that. The first thing we're going to do is to add some white around the gentleman here. So I'm going to click on this layer here, and I'm going to the FX icon, and I'm going to choose stroke. What that does is it adds a stroke around this layer. So over here we've got the size, so that's how much it's going to sit around our object. We're going to position it on the outside. You get to choose inside, outside, or over the edge, over the center. I think outside looks best, so I'm going to choose that. The blend mode is normal, and we're going to choose here the color to use. The fill type is color, and we're just going to choose a color to use. I've already chosen white, but you can see that there's just a color picker here to use. I'll click OK. So that's that white stroke, and you can turn it on or off using this eyeball icon here. Now the other thing I want to do is to fine-tune this effect, this threshold effect. I'd like to remove some of the black here from around his eyes. Now I can't do that using the threshold setting, because anything that I do with that slider is going to affect the whole image. But I can do it by painting. So I'm going to select on my person layer. I'm going to click the plus symbol here to add a new layer. Now this one, because the threshold layer was clipped, this one's clipped as well. That's exactly what I want to happen. Now I have a neutral grey here, which is a 127, 127, 127, and the red, green and blue channels. That's neutral grey. You can see here it's in the middle of this line that goes between white and black. You want that color. I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to fill this layer with that color. What should happen is everything should go white. And then you're going to come back to this layer here, and you're going to drop this blend mode list down, which currently says normal, and we're going to set this to soft light. And what should happen then is you should have no change at all. So if we turn this on and off, we should see no effective change in the image, because neutral grey blended at soft light is a nothing. But we can use this layer to paint effects on. So what we're going to do is go here to the dodge and burn tool. Burn is make it darker, dodge is make it lighter. Let's start with dodge. I'm going to zoom in a little bit because I want to work in this eye area. So with the dodge tool selected, I'm going to set this to midtones. There's three options. There's shadows, midtones and highlights. I'm going to start with midtones. And I'm going to set my exposure really high. If you were using this to sort of fine tune an image, you might have an exposure of like 5%. I've got mine at 53. So this is like really, really intense. And what I want to do is to paint in here on this layer to lighten the image. So anywhere I want the image lighter, I'm just going to dodge onto this grayscale layer, which is going to impact the image underneath. And that in turn is going to be reflected in the threshold adjustment. And anywhere I want it darker, I'm going to go to burn. And again, I've got midtone selected. This time my exposure is up around the 70% mark. And again, on this grey layer, I'm just going to paint over the areas that I want to get a little bit darker detail. So I'd like a bit more detail on the eyes. I think that there's the edge of his nose in here somewhere that I kind of like to get, and I'd like a stronger jawline. Now you can turn this outside stroke off if you like while you're working here, so you can just work on the bits that you want to darken or lighten. So I'm just going to bring in a little bit more shadow around here. You might need to set this option to shadows or highlights to get a bit more of what you want. I'm finding that for the image that I'm working on, pretty much midtones is going to solve most of my problems. I'm just trying to sort of paint on a little bit more detail in his face. Let's go to highlights here because I might need to do that to get over here with a little bit more detail. So again, working between the dodge tool, which is the lightening tool, and the burn tool, which is the darkening tool, you can sort of craft the effect that you're looking for in your image. And then the final thing we're going to look at is the sort of grain. So we're going to add a noise layer. So I'm going to click here to add another layer. Again, this is clipped. If it were not clipped, you could just clip it by again selecting on it and going to layer, create clipping mask. What we're going to do is fill this layer with that same grey. And we're going to get exactly the same result. Not surprising, it happened last time. This is exactly what we want to happen this time. So again, with this layer, we're going to change it to a blend mode that's going to work for us. And there are two blend modes that we can choose from here in particular, and these are overlay and soft light. So again, neither of them is going to have any effect on the image right now, so we can just choose one of them. To add our grain with this layer selected, we're going to filter and then noise and add noise. Now I've already selected the kind of noise I want, so I'm just going to show you what I've chosen. I've chosen Gaussian noise, although uniform would have a slightly different effect. So you could choose between the two of them. It doesn't matter which one you choose as long as you get a result that you like. I might go for uniform this time. And I'm choosing monochromatic because I don't want this color noise. So I'm just going for black and white noise. And I've got quite a high amount. You can see here that the noise is really having quite an effect on the image. You can turn the preview on or off. So again, you can select how much noise you want and how it's being applied to the image using settings here. Just look for something that you like. I'm going to click OK. Now it's possible, if you get sort of noise that you like, to adjust it a little bit by changing the fill down a little bit or by changing the opacity. And you can just work around those settings to see if those give you a sort of finer noise than what it was that you got without using those settings. I'm pretty happy with mine, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. I'm going to turn my stroke back on by clicking here. Now I'd like to add a little bit of detail to my background. So what I'm going to do is come down here to the background layer. I'm going to add a layer above it and I'm going to fill it with this same grey. Now not surprisingly, because I just filled a layer with grey on top of a layer that was filled with red, we're seeing grey. So we're going back to the same choice of blend modes that we made earlier, and that is soft light or overlay. Either of them would work. And we're going to add noise to this layer. Filter, noise, add noise. I'm going to add pretty much the same amount of noise here and click OK. Now for this particular layer, you can get different effects with different blend modes. So come up here to the blend mode, start with normal, and on a PC you can just press the down arrow key. I think it's shift down arrow on the Mac, and so you can just scroll through the blend modes to see what effect this noise layer can have blended into the background that's going to give you something you like. Now this is color burn, which is kind of cool, but you may want to just decrease the impact of it by adjusting down the opacity or adjust down the fill to say that you get a better result in the background. But there's all these blend modes that you can use. Just run down them and see if they give you a better result. In some cases, using a blend mode like screen, let me go and pick screen, is actually going to give you a white on red. So instead of getting black noise on a red background, in this case we're getting a sort of white on red effect. But I kind of like the one that I was working with earlier, the color burn one, so I'm just going to settle for that. So this is the basic process for creating this sort of threshold effect. Isolate your subject and then throw a threshold adjustment on the top of it, and then start working on the elements that you want to darken or lighten using a grey filled layer, and dodge and burn to just craft the image that you want. Add some noise to the image itself, and if you want to, add some noise to your background. If you like carefully researched content like this, clearly presented in a step-by-step format so that you can get great results, then you'll love my Skillshare content. I'm a Skillshare top teacher. I have hundreds of short courses on Skillshare that you can access, along with thousands of other great courses, all for the price of a single subscription. If you're interested, there's a Skillshare coupon for you in the description below to use to sign up. Using this coupon benefits me as a creator, and it helps me continue to make free content available here for you also on YouTube. Thank you for joining me for this video tutorial. On the screen now, you'll see a video that I've hand-picked for you. If you enjoyed the video you've just watched, I know that you're going to really enjoy the one I've picked for you to watch next.